Hey y'all, my name is Andrea and welcome to my channel where we are talking all things clean, natural, organic, beauty, and skincare. Today I'm coming at you guys fresh-faced because I thought we could do a getting ready with me. I'm working from home today and I have a couple of Zoom conferences. So I thought we could do getting ready like professional Zoom makeup. You know, we're living in crazy times and Zoom is now becoming part of our lives. So that doesn't mean I'm going to stop wearing makeup. Actually, it just means that I'm having more fun playing with makeup and learning new techniques for makeup that shows through on a webcam. So I'm a little nervous about showing my bare face on the internet, but she's here and now we're going to do the getting ready with me. So hopefully I won't be barefaced for long. If this is something that's interesting to you, I hope you will like this video and stick around to see the finished look. All right, you guys, so first things first, we got to get our face primed. Y'all know I'm using the Zyderma Claryfying Cream to prime my face. One thing, so I'm new to YouTube, as you guys know, but one thing I definitely want to reiterate is that I'm on a journey with you guys. I'm new to clean beauty, not new to makeup. I've been a makeup freak for a long time. But I'm transitioning into the world of clean beauty, so I do have fewer clean beauty products on hand. I want to be responsible and make sustainable choices. So if I have a product that is from the, traditional beauty world, I want to use it up first. I don't want to just waste things and throw them away. But also I don't have a ton of primers on hand. I just have the one. So, and that's another thing, you guys. I'm a normal person with a normal job. I just happen to love makeup. We're going in with the Ilia Serum foundation. So I say that because while I do want to, create a space here on YouTube where we are learning about clean beauty and transitioning together, I don't know if I'm ever going to be the person that has a giant beauty room. Is that, every makeup lover's dream? Of course. But like I said, sustainability is important to me too. So I don't want to just have a bunch of products on hand knowing that there were natural ingredients taken from the planet and that just throwing them away would add to waste that's filling our planet. Now I do have a really cute little niece. I think she's about like 13 or 14. I should know that actually, but she loves makeup, so I do pass things along to her and to my mom, and so I'll never throw just a product away. Things will always find a home if I don't end up using it up. But that being said, I just want to be a good steward of these products and these purchases. And I don't know if that makes sense. I never want to just appear wasteful is what I'm saying. So yes, you guys have seen me use this Ilia a lot of times by now, but that's because right now I'm just working my way through this one foundation and I like it and I'm happy with it. Might switch just to try something new, but I do like it. I actually could see me keeping a bottle or two of this on hand for when my skin tans and lightens through the year and the seasons, but we'll see. This might be a really chatty get ready with me heads up. I think I want to try something different too. One thing I do have a lot of on hand right now is concealers because I'm trying to find one that is gonna be like my new clean beauty like go-to. So I'm trying out a few. That is one thing I do have a couple of. And one thing I want to try is see how the Kosas performs in my under eye area. And I do have this in 5.5. I really want to see how this is going to perform in my under eye area. I already know I don't like it on blemishes. This is a drier formula and it really dried down onto my skin in the areas that I have blemishes. And it honestly made like what was just maybe like an acne scar or like a little bit of a raised blemish. It honestly made me look like crusty where I didn't have crusts. Also, why is crusty the worst word ever? I'm sorry, I just said it like 3 times. Yeah, I can't tell you that I had some dry patches here and it's already like drying to my skin. But I was curious to see how it would do just on my under eye. Okay, sorry, I had a loose hair on my face. So that's why I thought I would try it. And here, it's already kind of dried down. So it is a drier formula. It is gonna dry down. I do like the brightening look. I think that area looks nice and brightened and I think I look more awake, which is what we want. So I do like how it looks, but like I said, right through here where I had some dry patches, I can already see like the skin is kind of dried out. And like I said, looks a little crusted. I'm sorry I keep using that word, but that's just what's coming to mind. So like I said, I wanted to give the Kosas a try on my under eye, but I already know I don't like how it looks on blemishes. So I thought I could just go in with the Ilia True Skin Serum Concealer and try it out. I'm gonna just make sure I get excess, just rubbing it here on my forearm. So my skincare journey is definitely something that I want to talk to you guys about, because I think a lot of people would look at me and think that I don't have skin issues. And while I do have a few blemishes and things going on now, I have had a lot of skin issues in the past. And just by trial and error, I've learned a lot about skincare and skin just health. And part of my skin problems have been hormonal too. So I think that's why you might look at me and maybe not think I've had skin troubles, because my hormones are doing a little bit better these days. Hopefully. We're still doing some tests on that. But skincare is something I'm definitely passionate about. I feel like if I let my routine at all slip when it comes to skincare, I definitely get some problem areas right away. But so anyway, we're talking about my skin because I do feel like there's not a ton for the Ilia to need to cover right now. So that being said, I think if I did have issues I needed covering up, I don't think I'd be using the Ilia, because it's not as heavy coverage as I've needed in the past. So we've got our base down. We're gonna go ahead and work on our eyes. One thing I have not yet found a clean replacement for is my MAC paint pot. Now, I mentioned to you guys in another video, but I'll say it again, I have true combo skin. I have a really oily T-zone area, but then like I have really a lot of dry patches through here. I've struggled with perioral dermatitis in the past, so I do struggle with dry skin. But one place that my skin is not at all in any way dry is my eyelids. I have a very oily T-zone area, so right through here. So my eyelids just erase makeup. They just eat it up. It's like just the oil just absorbs it and works it down. So the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre is like the only primer that has ever worked for me. And again, this is not an exaggeration. I've tried every primer in Sephora because I was on a mission to find one that worked. And eventually I realized that the MAC Paint Pot was all that was gonna work for me. So I haven't found a clean beauty replacement yet, and I don't wanna get rid of it until I do. Now I recognize that it's kind of crazy to spend money on clean eyeshadow when I'm using a non-clean primer, but again, we're transitioning. This is about progress, not perfection. I always say that. That's kind of my mantra. Anyway, for my eyes, I'm going to use the Beauty Counter palette in Classic. I think this is a really just like basic everyday palette. And even though I have these Zoom calls, I don't, it's for work. I want to look professional. So I'm not trying to do anything that's really going to be like a super, I don't know, like I want to look put together. I don't want to have anything that's distracting on my face. So I'm going in with Suede, which is here. And we're just going to buff this pretty high up and kind of all over my lid and pretty high in the crease. Also, I really like the mirror in this palette. I think it's the perfect size. It's not too big, so it's bulky and cumbersome. I just think it's a really nice mirror. That's probably one of my favorite things about it, honestly. Okay, so we've got a good transition shade down. I do feel like this palette needs like another row of some more transition shades, because I feel like we have a really good transition shade here, but now if I want to keep the gradient going, I mean, this is my next darkest shade. So I do feel like it leaves a little bit to be desired, but actually we're gonna transition with this one. So I guess we're making a warmer look. I'm gonna use that same brush, actually. I'm just gonna tap in. Actually, this one's actually, it's a little bit It's not stiff enough. I'm gonna go in with still a fluffy brush head, but a little bit one's a little bit stiffer because I want to transition, so I don't want that shadow to go all the way up my eyelid like we let the other one do. So when I do my makeup for Zoom, I like to do things that, you know, kind of pull my features together without accentuating one. So I mean, like, I'm not gonna do like a super crazy eye. I'm not gonna do a really bold lip. I just wanna look put together. So I think now I am gonna go in with Sable, which is the darkest brown here. And I'm not mentioning my brushes because I have the most random assortment of brushes there is, but mostly this one is from Elizabeth Mott. Most of my brushes are from my Ipsy bag subscription. So this one was from Ipsy, but I really like the Pixie brushes. I believe that's what they're called. No, Luxie. That was a brand that I always got in my Ipsy bag, and honestly, it really made me like them. So we're just darkening that outer V here, and this is like such a basic look, but I do think I think it's pretty. Now, one thing that this palette has going for is that there are a lot of good shades to add some shimmer to the middle of your eyelid. So I think what I want to do, again, I don't want to look like I'm making a statement. I just want to look put together, and this look is kind of warm. So I think we're going to go in with a blend of Sahara and Copper, which is this pink one here. And I'm actually going to apply this with my finger. I feel like they perform better like that. So I just have a little bit here, and I'm just going to dab it on. And these shades are buildable. Can you guys hear my cat? Oh my gosh. She doesn't like closed doors. So she's pretty noisy when I film because they close all the doors. And I'm not closing her into anything. She's just in like the main area of our apartment. She just doesn't like the doors to be closed. She just wants everything open. She's a rescue, so sometimes I wonder when like little things I notice about her like that, I wonder what her life was like before she came here. Like, why does she dislike closed doors so much? I don't know. So I think I said I wanted to layer it in with Copper, but I'm thinking Sahara is blending well. One thing I want to go in and do we want Ivory? You know what, I might use Sahara, honestly, with the flat side of my double-ended brush here. I think I'm going to highlight under my brow a little bit with it. And normally I hate double-ended brushes, but again, I really like all the brushes from Luxie that I've tried. Now, I've never looked into their sustainability practices or if they're cruelty-free, which I really need to because I really like these brushes, but I've just had them for forever. So I should do my homework on them. Okay, so I think that eye look is basically, I'm happy with it. So I'm gonna show you guys my brows a little bit. I only have one clean brow product right now, and that's from Beauty Counter. And I can't find it. I'm a little disorganized right now, makeup wise, and I don't know what I did with it. It's somewhere. I did an unboxing. I don't know where it went. So we're gonna actually just try to use up a drugstore product. This is a brow pencil from NYX. It's a spoolie one. It's the dupe for ABH. I believe the ABH brow pencil. So again, guys, the way that I do my brows, I mean, this eyebrow has nothing on it, so there's not a huge difference, I think, in the way I do my brows, but I do like to just define the edges, and then I want my brows to hit where my pencil is kind of ending here. So they should be hitting there. So I just draw them out just a bit, like that. And since I just defined the edges, I kind of buff that out with the spoolie. And I think that looks really nice and natural. Actually, I could definitely buff through here a little bit more. There we go. I'm happy with that. Same thing on this side. Okay, so those are gonna look way too strong until I get some liner and mascara on, so I'm gonna do that now. All right, I had to do eyeliner off camera because I like almost poked my eye out trying to talk to you guys and do eyeliner at the same time. And I'm curling my lashes. This is actually not always a step that I take. I never notice like a huge difference in my lashes when I curl them, and maybe I just need a better lash curler. I don't know. So if I just am feeling a little bit lazy or don't have the time, I don't curl my lashes. It's not like a law that says you have to. Okay, anyway, going in with Thrive Causemetics for mascara. Now, I always say this, but I'm just always surprised by how like things kind of work out. But when I got this mascara, I did not see what all the hype was about, and I actually really didn't like it. When I first bought it, I don't know if it was just like the one I got, but probably not. When I first bought it, it was so wet. Like just the formula is really, really wet. I don't feel like it really made my, like it probably made my lashes look longer. But I felt like I wasn't getting any volume, and honestly, it was just like I couldn't put it on, just like swipe it on and go. Like I had to sit there and really make sure that I was applying it slowly and really accurately, or else I'd get it all over my face. So I don't feel like it was a really like easy mascara to use. Definitely would not recommend for someone who's just like kind of starting out in makeup. It was just so wet, and I'll probably get some on my eyelid now actually, but I would get it all over my eye. It was just like I felt like the brush was soaking wet. So I honestly, you know, like I bought it and tried it out a couple times and didn't like it. So I didn't use it very much and just kind of sat around until I was in a pinch. I had run out of another mascara I was using. So I opened this one up after having it for a while, probably too long, honestly. But I felt like it had dried out enough. And after it had dried, it was the perfect consistency. And now I love it. And now I see why other people love it, because it totally lengthens my lashes. But I just feel like now I can put it on without getting it all over my face. I feel like I can work with it like just like a normal mascara. Like I can just apply it and not have to like, you know, carefully watch my every move. You can just put it on like a normal person, you know. So I really like this now. That being said, it is getting to the end of its life, and I might want to try out another mascara. So, you know, I gave my big speech about not wanting to waste products and things like that. Mascara is something that I do like having a couple of different options on hand, just for like different days and different things. And I feel like mascaras have a shorter shelf life, so I like to have a couple on hand of mascara. So I might keep this one around. All right, you guys, next we are gonna go in with my Beauty Counter blush in Melon. Beauty Counter was kind of one of the first clean brands I discovered. So I have a little bit more of Beauty Counter. And I like the skincare the best. I think the skincare is where they really shine. But I do like the powder products that I have, and I'm still forming impressions on the things that I got in the Flawless and 5. So that's my blush. This is my favorite shade of blush. So that's good. Like I said, I've tried a lot of Beauty Counter powder products so far. So I also have their Highlight and Halo. And I think this halo, I know I always talk about people just starting out in makeup. Not that I am. I wouldn't say by any means. But I guess I'm always thinking about the people who are just now trying to get comfortable with makeup, probably because a lot of my friends always say like, they're always like, oh, your makeup always looks so good. Or like a lot of my friends are really complimentary about my makeup, but they usually always follow it up with, but you know, like, I just don't know where to start with makeup, or I never look good in makeup. Maybe it's just how I apply it, or you know, I'll just have like a highlighter like this on and they'll be like, wow, that wouldn't look good on me. And I want to be like, no, like makeup is for everyone. you just need to put a little, I think it does take a little bit of time and effort to figure out what's right for you. But I hate when people are like, oh, you look good in makeup, but it doesn't look good on me or on my skin. So I'm always thinking about that person that feels a little intimidated by makeup. And I think products like this, like the Halo, I think they'd be good for someone who feels like that, because this product goes on well, and I can see it. I mean, I think I have a nice, really pretty glow, but it's not one of those highlighters that you're gonna put it on and be like strobing. You know, like you're not gonna see this highlighter from space. And I think you'd have to work really hard to apply this in a way that makes you look too shiny, because it's just like a really good basic highlighter. So that's one thing I appreciate it about that. But this blush is so pigmented, I apply too much when I use it sometimes, but I do really like it. Anyway, that's kind of just where my head goes when I think about new products. Like, how is this working for someone like me who's been obsessed with makeup my whole life? But also, how could it help someone discover their love for makeup? Because I think makeup is for everyone. Anyway, I don't have a clean bronzer yet, or a contour shade, I should say. I ordered one from the Lip Bar, which I'm super excited about. And I definitely applied that too liberally. Usually I dab it on, but I just went ahead and started swiping. And one thing that I will kind of use a little bit more of for a Zoom conference call or a meeting is this contour. I feel like it's easy to be washed out like on a webcam. So I do kind of go a little bit heavier on like a contour. And that's probably the main difference between like a normal makeup day. No, I brought that way too far down. And if you guys follow Robert Welsh, he would be slamming me right now for that. Robert, if you're watching, if you're watching, you honor me with your view. Gosh. And then also, I'm sorry, I know I applied that wrong. If you guys are not following Robert Welsh, you have to. He is the most informative, talented makeup artist on this platform. He's incredible. And also, he's just really entertaining too. I mean, I love the way he talks. I like the way he's like so straightforward. He's so straightforward and just like says his opinion in a way that no one could ever feel like is mean. He's just like straightforward, but you know, he's never gonna like roast someone hardcore, you know? But also I think it's because he speaks from a place of knowledge. So when he does say something about another guru or whatever, it's never like coming across as petty, because he actually just knows what he's talking about. So I just love him. Go follow Robert Welsh. Robert, if you're watching, I love you. All right, guys, I think we're just gonna finish things off with Beauty Counter lipstick in 9 to 5. This is, again, probably something that I do reserve for the Zoom interviews or conference calls or meetings or phone calls, whatever you're doing. I do put a little bit of a darker lip because, like I said, well, I'm not trying to draw attention to like one area of my face. You are going to be a little bit washed off, especially if you're just using your webcam. Like, I have a MacBook and I feel like the camera's probably better quality than most computers, but I still end up looking a little bit washed out. So I'm just going to apply a light layer of this in 9 to 5. Just going to kind of do a really thin swipe. Just going to buff it out a little bit with my finger there. And definitely don't be afraid to use your fingers. Again, I don't know if that's a right technique, but especially with lip colors, I'm never afraid to kind of move it around my fingers. All right, you guys, so I have finished off my look. This is what I'm gonna wear for my day of Zoom conference calls and meetings. Like I said, I just wanna do like a natural look, something that looks professional, but something that just kind of brings some warmth to my face. And so I think this is it. I'm really happy with this look. I'm gonna have to update you guys on how the Kosas and Ilia are working together in the different areas of my face. But yeah, I think this is it. I'm feeling good about this. I'm just wearing like a tank top around the house today, so I'll probably just like throw on a blouse over this, like one that comes up a little bit more. And that's kind of the beauty of Zoom, right? No one has to know how you just kind of throw things on. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you found this video entertaining, informational, or interesting, then please give it a like and subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. And please let me know in the comments what you would like to see from me next. If there's a particular brand that you'd like to look into their shade range, or what I can do for you, especially if you're a woman of color trying to find the right shades for you in the clean beauty world. I would love to help you with that. Let me know, comment below what I should be doing next. I will definitely be looking for suggestions. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.